Well, it is that time. Once again, time to check in with our friends from Blush Exotic, 9th Street downtown. And our special guest this week, she's in town all week long, till the weekend. Naughty America contract star Nicole Aniston.
Hi.
In the house. How you doing, Nicole?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing okay. Now, you've been in town for what, about 24, 36 hours or so?
About almost 24.
Okay. Have you had time to catch your breath yet since you touched down?
I've been sleeping like a zombie for about like 12 of those hours. So, yeah.
So you got time to get some rest. You got time to get your first night in at Blush. And 24 hours in, how's the trip going so far?
Awesome. Phenomenal. Last night was crazy. Landed and headed right to the hotel and had a snack and got ready and went to the club. And it was an amazing turnout last night. I was so proud and so honored. And the girls, again, just smoking hot. And the club looks phenomenal. I haven't been here since the renovation, so it looks really good.
Let's go right there, because it's been about a year since the last time you were, a little bit less than a year. Mm-hmm. And you get to see all the changes made, because you were here before everything really took off. So what are your impressions of what you've seen, everything that's different now?
It's amazing. It's spectacular. It reminds me of a Miami type club. It's so, you walk in, it's just so grand, and the ceilings are high, and the people are excited, and the energy's different, and it was packed wall to wall last night on a Tuesday. That says a lot.
Let me give you some background for those who are unfamiliar. When you're comparing a club to a Miami club, that's really high praise. That's incredibly high praise. Would you attest to that? Would you back me up on that?
Definitely.
I'm just throwing that out there. So that tells you just what you're getting at Blush Exotic, just the quality of everything around you. The new building upgrades, the renovations, the new sports bar on the 3rd floor. That's my personal favorite place to hang out. Great food up there. Go check it out. There's so much to see, so much to do, but things to see. Nicole Aniston is the thing to see the rest of the week. So you want to come see her. In the meantime, let's talk about, obviously you've been moving around a lot and you get to travel a lot to feature dance, but you do a lot of film work too. So what have you been working on recently?
Actually just got re-signed. I'm proud to say I've got re-signed with Naughty America for a 2nd year. So I'm very, very, very proud of that. I'm super excited that they are, they like me enough to keep me around for another year.
It's always good when they like you, right?
Yeah.
They keep paying you, so you keep showing up, right?
Yeah, I will always show up as long as they pay me, but I don't want them to get tired of me. So 2nd year, I'm like, are you sure? But they re-signed with them, so I'll still be doing some girl stuff in my own website, NicoleAniston.com, but Naughty America is where my heart is, so.
Now, how often are you shooting with Naughty America, and how often are you doing work for your own site?
For my own site, usually twice a month, and we'll shoot all day long, so that there's tons of content updates. So that's going to pick up in frequency as well. Naughty America is going to pick up in frequency too. I've been shooting usually 2 to 4 scenes a month for them, and that's gonna be increasing. So. And
that's why all the zombies sleep. You gotta get yourself rested up.
And I go to the gym every day, so my body will turn off and go in recovery mode. So.
She works hard to look good for you, Pittsburgh. This is why you want to see her. This is why you want to see her at Blush Exotic this weekend, 9th Street downtown. Now, doing a little research, kind of looking around at different things, and it's funny how you put in a search from someone's name and things pop up. But the thing is, when I put a search in for your name, some interesting things pop up, and you look at some of the rankings.
Sorry.
No, I mean as far as you're concerned, it's not a bad thing because it's all good things. But you're ranked pretty high in a lot of different places as far as views, where your name comes up, and a lot of your videos move and in sales and things like that. So. Obviously, things are going pretty good.
It's going really well. I can't believe that I'm almost 5 years into this industry and they still want to see me. So I'm just honored with that. That's big enough in itself. But I'm trying to like pay them back. Always work on myself and make sure I'm fit, and always making little improvements to myself and my performance and stuff like that. So
now you say only 5 years, but the thing I usually hear when different performers come through is that it's a very quick moving industry.
Definitely.
Within 5 years, you can come in, hit your peak, and then drop off and kind of fall off. So after 5 years, I mean, is there kind of any kind of reinvention? What do you really do? Is there anything you try to make changes from time to time? Is there anything you try to maybe update, do some things differently? I mean, how do you try to, at least, if not better, at least try to keep yourself in that realm, in that mode, so to speak, knowing that there's such a short lifespan?
For sure. Longevity, putting yourself, separating yourself in a different category than any other performer is hard to do, because there's blonde and brunette and redhead and tattoos and no tattoos and big boobs and small boobs. And so you really want to separate yourself from all of that. And I think that going vegan about 1.5 years ago, really upping my training routines, little stuff, little dumb stuff, like taking my extensions out and growing my hair out naturally, and just little, quote, upgrades, if you will, just, personal performance stuff that will show on camera, that they're like, oh, comments like your skin looks great, or oh, you look like no one else in the industry, you have such a different look, and maintaining your youth and making sure you get enough sleep and staying hydrated and not going out, and just the simple stuff that you would think would be really dumb and kind of mediocre, but that really, really show on camera, and your fans really, really notice.
You just made me feel like the biggest underachiever in the world.
No.
Because I'm dreaming about bacon every other day, and she's talking about like going vegan. That's fantastic. I mean, you hear that type of talk from athletes and maybe actresses and maybe
and
performers
this should be no less. I mean, we do have a fan base that is incredible and amazing, and it's a little bit of a different angle.
True.
And stuff like that, and we're not tolerated in a lot of other realms, but we should be keeping up our bodies and our minds to really perform to our peak for our fans, and it should be payback. They want to see us. They're paying to see us. They really want more, so why would we give them any less than 100%?
And there's a pretty high demand for what you do. So
there's
yeah,
a
of
pretty
course,
high demand,
of
yeah.
course, you're going to want to stay on a certain level. So I can definitely understand that. You talked about the attendance last night, the amount of people that came out last night.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously, when you're traveling, get a lot of chance to interact with fans.
Yeah.
What's that like? How comfortable are you interacting with fans? I mean, obviously there's social media and different outlets, but what's the reception like for you when you get to travel, and how much do you like to interact with fans?
I'm very interactive with fans. A little too much so. Last night I had to back off my stage performance because I was like, hey, look at these, But I get a little into it, and it's hard because when I come back to a club, even a familiar club like Blush, I need a little bit of a refresher course and what, to do and to not do on stage, which is good. But I'm very respectful of restrictions and things like that. But as far as fan interaction, it's my favorite part. It's the only time I actually get to go somewhere where they're all coming, or many of them are coming to see me. And so I'm like, yes, you're familiar with me. You know my work. Finally, I'm not walking in somewhere where they're like, I'm sorry, what? Who are you? Let me Google you really quick. Who are you?
You love me. You really love me.
They know who I am. So it's really cool to be like, and they'll be like, remember that one time and that one thing? Were you on the back of that truck bed? And everybody's got a remember that one time kind of thing. So it's really cool to have someone familiar with your work and stuff.
What's the weirdest remember that one time question you've gotten?
Oh my gosh, how candid can I be? I'll be mild.
Okay.
I'll actually be on stage and someone will whisper in my ear as I'm dancing, oh my God, I loved you in that one scene with that one guy and you took your underwear off and then the other girl came in. It'll be the most random times where they'll just start spouting off their favorite moment, because that's how they relate to it at a very personal level, because they're doing something very personal and very intimate while watching you do something very personal and intimate. So to them, it's a little bit of a interpersonal, emotional, psychosexual connection. So
okay.
I get to appreciate that. It's amazing. A little weird, but it's amazing.
I know you actually you found a way to actually humanize it. That's something I never really heard before. But before we go, I want to ask you another question, and I'm gonna give you this chance here.
Okay.
To let these folks know what they're expecting. I'm putting you in the driver's seat here.
Okay.
Let's say someone wants to come down to Blush Exotic this weekend and check out Nicole Aniston. What kind of show are they going to see?
They're going to see a little bit of a raunchy show, something that does reflect my video work as well. It's not choreographed. It's not staged. It's not formal in any way. It's all impromptu. So anything can happen. I just like to leave it at that. I'd like to leave people uninformed a little bit, so that when they come in, they don't know what to expect. But I love to get up close, love the fan interaction, love to do lap dances. So
I read a social media post. I think it was on Twitter. A couple of days ago. You said you were coming to Blush, and you used two words that I use here often. You used two words: get weird. Mm-hmm. Okay, what's your definition of get weird? I
like to get a little weird. I'm very strange in myself. I'm very introverted and bizarre, and a little bit on the sociopath level. You kind of have to do this job.
My running joke is about getting weird. That's why I'm asking. So I know everybody's level of weird changes.
I'm very weird. My costumes are weird and my performance is a little weird. But it does reflect my performance on camera. So I like to let people know that I am an adult film star, and that does reflect in my stage performance. I'm not a stripper. I've never stripped in my life before doing this. So my relation to dancing is the adult film. So that's what I bring to my performance, is just a very raw, a little bit more of an unchoreographed sexual performance. So the higher you tip, the more I do. So
if you've never had a better invitation to come find a beautiful woman and get weird, here it is right now. Blush Exotic, 9th Street downtown. Come see Nicole Aniston. Come get weird. She is going to be at her best for you. She's at her best. She's going to eat right. She's going to get her zombie rest. She's going to be ready to go for you all weekend long. Pittsburgh, come show her love. Nicole Aniston, Blush Exotic, 9th Street downtown. Josh Taylor, TribLIVE Radio.